All right, welcome back to another Fantastic Forum one shot. We still don't have a name for this Falcon and Winter Soldier series, but here we are. Fantastic Forum one shot. This is episode 4 of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we're going to give you a slight recap and we're going to give you some review and insight or Easter eggs. I don't know what people do in these things, but we're just really talking about it each week. It gives us an excuse to come and talk to you about Falcon and Winter Soldier. As always, you can hit like, subscribe, and the bell to keep in touch with us and make sure you don't miss any of this awesome shit. But for now, let me just introduce you to Mayor Young. He's one of the dudes that we do this with.
Hello.
And then we got Jay.
So,
And since I'm got limited recording space on my camera right now, I'm just jumping right into it. So episode 4 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's an interesting episode. Where's my little card here? All right, yeah. Falcon and Winter Soldier are fresh on the trail of the serum, the super soldier serum, and it takes them, I think, to Prague or some shit, and then back from what the shit they had to deal with in Madripoor. And now they're running around with Zemo in Eastern Europe, and Zemo gets to shine. This is where Zemo gets to shine. He's so cool in this. He's cooler than I would have ever thought. Like, now I want a Thunderbolt series with Zemo in it. But that's beside the point. He does some cool shit there. The Dora Milaje or Dora Milaje.
Dora Milaje.
Yeah, that's what my note says here. Dora Milaje. They know the password to Bucky's arm, and you know it's kind of crazy, but that happens here. And then then we get the really interesting character shit with Johnny Walker, the U.S. agent, the Captain America, and you see the cracks slip in his mask, in his veneer, and he starts that he's not worthy. Like I kept thinking, man, Thor should be in this episode because the theme of him not being worthy of the shield was really shown in this episode. And then he has his Bucky moment with Lamar dying. And yeah, that's pretty much the recap. If I missed anything, like, hey, don't listen to me for this. You watch the episode. What did you guys think, Larry? What did you think of this episode 4 of Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Oh man, it's heating up, boy. It's heating up. Like it's really interesting because each episode, of course, as it should, it builds. But this episode in particular just really took things to another level with pretty much every character, every main character, including Zemo, like you said. It's like you could have thought of Zemo to a certain degree up until this point as kind of a living MacGuffin, but it's like now you get like a little bit more character out of him as opposed to just like comic relief and interesting one-liners here and there. And it's like, oh wow, okay, like, and it's like the way that they kind of juxtaposed like the two different frames of thought in regards to what it means to actually have super soldier serum. Like, like the not only framing it in such a way where it's like, okay, Steve Rogers is the exception, not the rule. Like, he's an exceptional person, and there's a reason why when he took the super soldier serum, he turned out the way he did. But when it talks about other people, it's like, hey, this joint's not for everybody. And how it kind of drew a line between the people that would want to take the serum versus the people that would not want to take the serum. So it was great in that respect, especially. And just watching, like you said, like John Walker's veneer kind of crack and just, become a little bit more like those of us that have, read Captain America in the past and understand what John Walker's character arc is like, to see him kind of dip a little bit closer. It's like just a lot of really cool moments, man. I love it. I love it.
I think one of the things is that the guy playing it, the actor doing that job, is is a big part of it. Like he just plays that so well. Like his idea, a little bit of idealism, his sense of he's deserving of it. Like the way he really taps into these feelings and emotions, and he really brings them out in the performance.
Yeah,
Joe, what did you think about this week's episode?
I love this week's episode. Yeah, it just did a lot of good shit for me, especially visually. There were some very cool moments, like when John Walker is jumping through the window and then he lands with the shield. Like that was amazing. Like that got me excited. And of course, the ending shot where I forgot. Are we doing spoilers or not?
Yeah, we could do spoilers.
Okay. So yeah, like the ending shot with the blood on the shield, like it's very cool imagery. Like I like that a lot. And yeah, definitely they're doing good stuff with John Walker. You could see, like, really feel how pathetic he feels, but when it comes to like being able to do his job and do it well. And yeah, like you said, the actor is really good. Like good at what he does.
Yeah.
Or what he's doing.
He's so good he gets death threats for not being
so messed up, man. I don't understand what's happening in this world now with fans acting like this. But yeah, don't send actors death threats because you don't like their character. They do their job well at that point.
Just do what I do and tell them they're a piece of shit on Twitter.
Yeah, but I tell you, it is. I mean, just even the whole like the Dora Milaje, like we already knew how badass Dora Milaje were already. Like we knew that from. I mean, honestly, you get a hint of it already in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Then you get the confirmation in Black Panther, and then you're at that point when you see the Dora Milaje show up here in this situation, by no means that I feel like the Dora Milaje were gonna, come out on the downside of this interaction because they're Dora Milaje. Like they know what they're about to do, but like I was surprised by how well they just handled everybody in that room. They handled the whole room. And I'm just like, dude, like it's so amazing, dude. Like these chicks are the best.
And how awesome was Zemo there? Like even like forget the dancing from last episode, but this one, like that whole leading up to that scene, like like they're trying to question the people and they're not getting anywhere, and he just does it. Like he finesses that whole situation so well to the point when they get attacked by the Dora Milaje, he just sneaks out, and it's like even like I was watching it with Emily and Liz, and they're like, "Why is he just drinking? He's not doing anything." I'm like, "Because this motherfucker's gonna sneak out. Like he's gonna be gone when they realize he's gonna be gone." And sure enough, I didn't think he was gonna do it in the bathroom, but even what happened in the bathroom was amazing. And I'm like, "Fuck, man! I didn't even like comic Zemo like this. Like,
yeah,
is it? This is also the kid Zemo, right? Not the OG Zemo, and." That
right.
He's a little different, but he's cool too. With the sword, I want to see him with the sword.
I think though, if I'm not mistaken, though, isn't like Thunderbolt Zemo that you like is the kid Zemo,
right? Yeah, but that's one of those things where he gets to shine because he's not the villain in the comic you're buying. You're not paying to see him get defeated. Yeah.
Right.
And then this is like that. This is like, technically you want to see him get put in jail, but like you're rooting for this motherfucker. Even his ideals, like he's on that Nietzsche vibe, man. And I didn't go to college, so I don't know what that means. But he's got like, his theory on super soldiers and how like just how he brought up the Red Skull and Hitler and the undertones. And he didn't say Hitler because he'll go the same way as Cara Dune, but but he's just like that just philosophy of like him not liking super soldiers, and the philosophy of it is just it's just man, it just adds that meat, that savoriness to that meat, like at character. And it's the guy that plays, again, performance. The guy does such a good job. I was weird about him being Zemo before because I'm used to Zemo's looking like the costume, not really looking at his face, but like he don't have a mask, and then now he doesn't have a mask and it's fine. They gave him a mask, but it's fine because he's just doing some awesome shit with that character.
And also too, it's like you said, the philosophy of the whole thing is really interesting because you do have, like, say for instance, the show does a great job of showing you, like, just because you have a particular stance on the super soldier serum doesn't necessarily make you a good or a bad person. Right. It's like, you have Sam and Zemo on one hand that agree that you don't take the super soldier serum. You don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, and there's like a risk reward kind of thing there. And it's like, it's more important for them to, remain who they are than potentially be corrupted by that kind of power. And they feel like, hey, it's like that, it's a cautionary tale. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, versus you have John and you have Lamar, and both of them are like, yeah, should totally take the serum. And it's like obviously we all know that John Walker, even before this episode, little questionable in his mythology. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, in his methodology, where it's like, it's not like he's out here trying to, like, commit war crimes or anything. But at the same time, you kind of get that vibe off of him, like, well, but if the mission needs a war crime, and then you got Lamar, who it's like, like that guy's heart's in the right place, and it's like he feels like he says it. He's like, super soldier serum just makes you more who you are, and so it's like you don't think like Lamar would necessarily turn out to be a bag egg if he took the serum, but at the same time, you never know, and it's interesting how you get like both sides of it kind of in the episode, and they do it, through character. It's not like they like hit you over the head with it. It's very very deftly handled.
I know earlier you talked about the progression, like each episode gives you a little more and a little more. And one of the testaments to this series has been Carrie or Kari Montague, or I can't, Montenegro.
The head of the Flag Smashers.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But we're seeing more and more of her each episode as a character. And, watching this, I always think of Joe because that's the type of character that he sometimes is drawn to, more on the heroic side. But, here on the villain, you're getting this. And Joe, man, what do you think about that Carrie character, man? You liking how she's progressing?
Yeah, I actually really do like her. She has like a few good moments, like in this episode, where you can see that she's just trying to do what she thinks is right, and she doesn't mind doing it the wrong way, but only if she has to. For instance, it's like she could have just went after Sam's family, but she doesn't. Like, she just lets them know, like, I can go after you. I don't want to. I really do want to meet and finish our talk. But at the same time, if you don't agree to that, then I can come after you. And it's interesting because, like, you can really feel where she's coming from. And it just kind of makes you pissed off at John Walker because they almost had to settle. Like, Sam was bringing her around
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like she's been saying, some people, they only understand one type of language. And, you know, she likes Sam. She appreciates what he was trying to do. But until Captain America is out of the way, they can't talk. Like, they can't have their conversation because there's, I forgot what she referred to him as, but he's in the way. Like, he's what's stopping them from talking and hashing things out.
He's almost like he's some sort of shield. Another part of this was that, you know, while he's in the way, he's also taking more and more reckless chances. John Walker, that is, you know, like he's getting more aggressive about his methodology, and he's losing it. Like, that's part of the veneer cracking that I brought up earlier, and it shows in his actions. We saw it in the last episode, and in this one, he's just acting rash, and it leads to some consequences, man. How'd you guys like? I feel he had his Bucky moment, like, for, you know, better or worse. Like, you know, for a hero like Steve Rogers, that would cement it into, like, you got to do the right thing and take less risks and be careful who you team up with. And then with John Walker, you see kind of like the opposite reaction. How do you guys feel about how that was portrayed, how that was executed in this episode? Very good.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I thought it was done really well. And it's like, yeah, like the entire episode is kind of him thinking that he should get the respect Captain America is due, and then getting pissed off when he doesn't get that. And, you know, you see him kind of pushed to their limit. Battlestar gets taken, and that's kind of like the final straw where he decides that, yeah, he's just going to go whole hog, takes the serum, and just basically just goes out there only to fail. And it just kind of, I don't know if it breaks him exactly, but he's definitely cracked a little bit, like a very distinct crack that everyone took videos of.
Right. And so I think that's what it boils down to too, is like you said it right, Jay. You said he's failing. And I think that's what's really messing with his head, because he's not used to failing. And it's like, this is the first time, like, I mean, it's the biggest thing he's done yet. And it's slipping away from him, at least in his mind. Like, he feels like it's, you know, like, I'm not excelling at this. And it feels like that is really bothering him. Like, you know, and that's like, that as much as anything else is what is like, is breaking his mind and his will or whatnot, because he's like, I'm trying as hard as I can to like be Captain America, and I'm not being Captain America. And, you know, I mean, part of that is because, well, yeah, you're not going to be Steve Rogers, you know what I'm saying? Which he even alludes to, you know, earlier in the show, where he says, like, I'm not trying to be Steve Rogers Captain America. I'm just trying to be the best Captain America I can be. But at the same time, I think he still is holding himself to, like, he's trying to fill Steve Rogers' shoes still, even though he said that. I don't know if he believes it. And, you know, I mean, I guess, frankly, I don't know if anybody else believes it. That's why they're kind of like, you're not the guy, because, you know, if you're going to do this job, you have to represent on a whole different level. And again, I think, you know, he thought the serum was the missing ingredient, and it turned out, nah, man. It's like the serum just made you a worse Captain America. So, you know, it's really interesting how this is all turning out. And like honestly, the funny thing is, like, I want to see the rest of this. I definitely want to see the rest of this series and see how it all like pans out. But I'm almost like more excited about what happens to this character after this series is done. Like, where does this guy end up in the MCU? Like, does he end up being like a Thunderbolt type thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the thing where it's like, you know, obviously after what happened at the end of this episode, he's not going to be able to stay Captain America. Like, you know, and we all knew that, but you know, they've made that very evident at this point. Like, this guy can't stay Captain America, but he is still an American super soldier. So, like, what is the MCU government, you know, US government going to do with a guy like this, and where do they put him, and what does that mean, like, in the course of the MCU? Like, it's like that I feel is almost like I'm anticipating that more than I think I am the end of this series, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely. I was thinking about it today when I was buying dog food, where I'm like, man, I really like this John Walker arc that we're having.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting. It's done well. It's almost done better than the comics because it doesn't take too long. And but you know, it kind of put me in this mood where I'm like, man, I wish I would have gotten like a movie of like like the anti Captain America trilogy with John Walker and U.S. Agent. But then it's like, you know, the fact that this does gets me feeling like that means that it's done well. And if we actually got that, it probably wouldn't be done. We probably wouldn't feel the same way about this character, even though, you know, it's a character we're not rooting for. We kind of know where he's going to go, or have some idea where he's going to go based on source material. But the groundwork they've laid in the MCU, it's like it's kind of better that they just start him off here, kind of like your Wanda, your Zemo, you know, like you just start them off in the background of something else, and then see where that goes. As much as I hate to say, like Disney, you know, I might be rooting for Loki. Like, I might be on Loki.
What?
Yeah, but I doubt it.
You hate Loki.
Yeah, well, I just don't have faith in Disney. I assume you know. So it's come to that time. This is the time to rate the episode. Larry, what do you give this episode? How many bloody ass shields out of 5 do you give it?
5. Yeah,
5.
I love it. Super solid. Great characterizations for everybody. Amazing, like, series and sequence of events. It's definitely the best episode yet. 5 out of 5.
And Joe, man, how many bloody ass shields out of 5 do you give it?
I would give it 5 also. I love this episode. Like, I was so tempted to go in the group chat and just start railing about all the cool shit that was happening. And I had to stop myself. But I mean, when he jumped through the window and then did the Captain America landing pose, like, I just about lost it. Like, oh my God, so amazing. And it's just, like, this is just really hitting all the right notes for me. Like, you got pathetic ass want to be Captain America, just being pathetic, and then getting the super soldier serum, and then going off the rails. Like, the first thing he does after he gets it is just start killing people. Like, oh yeah, there's a whole lot of good here.
Yeah, I too give this a 5 bloody ass shields out of 5. Because really, it's odd that this is the 4th episode. This is the halfway point, I assume. Because it's 8 episodes, right, or 10. So it's roughly the halfway point, and I didn't expect to give it this high a rating for an episode this far into the series. Like, I thought they were going to win me at the finale, but they won me really last episode, and I'm all in from here. So you might not even have to watch the next one shot, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 5 out of 5 too.
I think it's only 6 episodes though, right?
Is it?
I think so. Like, I think it ends at the end of the month, I think.
Okay.
Well, doing this in the second half is like perfect pacing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this is the beginning of the end, like that's the perfect episode.
Oh yeah, that's like At 8 episodes, it puts it as like a nice epic movie where you want a sequel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I might be
yeah,
wrong. Maybe it is 8 episodes. I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking that because I feel like the last episode is at the end of the month, and so
I mean,
but I don't know.
It might be the case because it's also longer than any of the original shit that Disney Plus puts out. It's like a full 45 minutes, and even the credits are cut short to give you more content. Not like the 25-minute credits of The Mandalorian. But
they give it to you like in every language.
Yeah, but here, but the episodes are like 22 minutes. It's like, fuck. Yeah. But here, it's 41 minutes, 45, 51, I think was one of them. Mm. And and the credits are 6 minutes long. Like, yeah. Mm. But yeah, this has been our recap and review of Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 4. Be sure to hit like and subscribe to get more of this content and to be notified when we do our live stream Wednesday night, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And as always, you can find all that information and scheduling and all that stuff at fantasticforum.live. Till next time, we're out.